be talking about the development of CBT and the work that they've done in Ukraine. Okay.
Thank you. I feel that the audience is warm up.
Oh, well, red hot.
So, a small disclaimer, it wouldn't be a scientific speech, it would be very emotional speech. Yeah, so you can relax and just enjoy the show. So our association is quite young. We are only 7 years while we proceed all trainees in our country. And I was a lucky one who was in the first cabin in this train, CBT train. And it feels like you are like in a rocket, not in a train, but in a rocket. And it's really developing very fast. And you can see on this sunny picture, when we start our journey, yes, we know that it's very beautiful and nice way, but you can't see every part of this way. But you know that there is birds singing and nice trees are there and blossoming. And I want to thank all our team, and it's maybe the core of our association and supervisors which work in Ukrainian Institute of CBT. And mainly in my speech will be presented ideas we discussed with Oleg Romanchuk. He's president of our association, and he is a really great person with big heart and wise brain. And as we know, in CBT we need structure, so I will cover 3 messages in my presentation. And these messages would be how we have overcome the historical and social prejudices, how we set a new standard in the education of mental health, and how we keep creating a healthy community of generous people. I think it's the main results of challenges and main our successes. So let's go. As you may know, obviously, that we have a historical background when in the USSR party was in lead and was a great brainwashing machine. And when this brainwashing machine worked, how that party knows how to think, party knows how you have to behave, and if you differ, you are crime or sick. So there was punitive psychiatry in USSR. That's why stigma in post-Soviet countries is much severe than I think so in other world. Yeah. And there was 2 main approaches in psychotherapy in the USSR. It was hypnosis, yes, and we can translate it as a convincing therapy, yes, also named rational explanatory psychotherapy, and it was like established very early in 1911. And you know that convincing therapy also provides all these parties ideas. Yes, we will teach you how to think right. And this heritage didn't play a good deal for development of CBT in Ukraine, because we have also this false analogy with CBT. Yes, we know how to think right. And people in Ukraine had this allergy to all things that associated with this way of thinking. That's why such approaches as psychodynamic psychotherapy, Gestalt, art therapy were so popular and still are so popular, because it makes something more close with emotions, with some unconsciousness processes, not with the way we think. Yeah, and David Westbrook in his book mentions a lot of myths, and here I put maybe the main that also prevented the development of CBT in Ukraine. Therapeutic relationships are now important in CBT. Yes, Judith Beck yesterday told that when I hear that, I just go in mad. Yeah. But also CBT is a mechanistic approach with the problem X, we use technique Y. Therapist convinces the client how to think correctly also. I was talking about. CBT doesn't work with the past and some conscious processes. CBT works with problems that lie on the surface and doesn't with their roots, so there is the probability of other symptoms to occur. In CBT, intention is paid only to work without, with thoughts, and emotions are ignored. So to fight all these myths, we have to really fall in love with CBT. Yes, really know this essential thing which is in CBT, and we managed to do it. And we have to show a beauty and power of this approach, and show creativity versus protocols, and also let our maybe customers, our students know the scientific proofs and the effectiveness of this method. So it was one message. The second, standards in education. So maybe for people from UK and from Europe, it would be very weird to hear how were psychotherapists in newborn Ukraine in early 19th prepared, because it was like people from abroad will come and hey, okay, we will teach you how to provide a psychotherapy. People as there was a hall as this one, yes, and people were on this 3 days, for example, master class, and then they received papers where they was called some type of therapy. And there was no evaluation, of course, absent reports about any clinic practice. A lot of different private psychotherapeutical schools and institutions, because there is no, on this level of law, any licenses of psychotherapists. Yes, psychology and psychotherapy isn't licensed in Ukraine. And excuse me, no process of supervising and state education looked like that medic turns into psychotherapist after 5 months with 1 lecture per week about some psychotherapeutical approach. So they know that something exists and it's called CBT, psychoanalysis and so on, but there was no any practice tools delivered for them. Okay, and Ukrainian Institute of CBT have such an official motto that no freebie here. And freebie, I look it in a dictionary, of course. Freebie, it's that something you get for granted. Yes, I can take this water and it's freebie because I didn't pay some effort to earn it. So in our institute there is no freebie, and we really on duty of European standards and experience, and we try to really stick to procedures and evaluations. We have a lot of levels and a lot of things we do to really prepare good practitioners. And this is growth of interest in CBT, and you can see that the first the first class group of training of CBT was in 2011, and there was 30 attendees. And blue line, it means quantity of our students, but in 17 and 18 we had to provide an exam for people who would like to study with us. Yes, because our fame was ahead of us, and our supervisors and our trainers couldn't provide good education for everybody, and actually not all people that come can be psychotherapists. So you see that we teach less than want to teach, to be taught. We we provided interview tests and assessment centers to know not only theoretical background of our future students, but also their interpersonal qualities. And these interpersonal qualities were observed with a team specially prepared, and we tried to analyze competencies. It was interpersonal style, counseling skills, and ability to work in a team. So it was like a round estimation. Good education, good clinical practice. So after our institute went to Ukrainian educational scene, a lot of new centers, psychotherapeutical centers were opened. And it's a really, really great thing, because in Ukraine there's great lack of professionals, especially CBT professionals, and a lot of people they have no, can't reach the help. And the last one, but not least, it's about community. And also back again to history, in USSR there was ideology that divide et impera, yeah? And there was such really messages that everyone should care about himself, don't trust, compete, don't share. If you share today, you are a fool, because tomorrow nobody will share with you, yeah? And unfortunately, these ideas are stuck in minds of people, and it's really controversial to the spirit of real psychotherapeutical association or community. We try to develop the spirit of equality and generosity. When you share, you earn. When you are good to others, others are good to you. Because it's hard it's maybe not good to talk bad about colleagues, but some groups of psychotherapists have on their heads really narcissistic people, and these narcissistic people provide not good values to everyone. And we try to be on duty of these values. Also, we find a compromise and try to negotiate. We inspire younger generation to be part of this movement, and we value ethic and develop a tuning unit of ethical sensitivity. Also, I'm a head of our ethical committee, and I'm grateful to Hanel for help for development this part of our organization. And this is a photo of our conference. It was not this year, but last. And I want you to pay attention to this tree, and it consists of hands. On every hand, every person was writing her or his dream about development of Ukrainian CBT. And it was really, really great ritual to connect all this into this one tree. So we built social neurons and try to be a team. And we also celebrate life and connecting. This is our logo of our institute. This is our neurons outside the country. It's European Association of BCT, Oxford Cognitive Therapy Center, and International Society of Chemotherapy. We earn a lot of friends there. Thank you for coming. Thank you. It's really up to date. And I pass a word to my colleague, and he's vice-president of our association, Andrew Karachevsky, and he will tell a few words about reform in medical reform in healthcare. Yeah.
Mental health care.
Mental health care.